Hello, Potato, and welcome back to the Soup March. We're at part 8, meaning we have 6 soups left to go. 5 options today. 2 from Proper Good, 2 from Ashan Hot Ones, 1 Sipping Broth, and Shirakiku Sanukiya Udon. So, how do we choose a soup? If you've not watched the first 7 parts of this, we choose the soup of the day by using our dice tower here from Once a Day Designs and our die from Terran Empire Publishing. And yeah, there's only 5 options here because remember, the smoky chili here has to come after the garlic chili. So if we get a 6 today, well, we'll use the mystical magical coin to figure out what we should do, the cheeseburger or the lemongrass. So now let us roll the dice and see what today's soup will be. Today is number 5, which is going to be the Millie's Thai Lemongrass. We're going to finish off our sipping broths with Millie's Thai Lemongrass. So these have been a mixed bag so far. The first one, the Delight Pho, was a Delight Pho. It was a nice kind of instant noodly flavored broth that was pretty satisfying. Good yeast flavor to it. The second one, Spicy Tortilla, was the least spicy thing we've tried so far, and that includes the Delight Pho. Add a little pepperiness to it. So this one, I don't know. This one is there any description on it? Thai Lemongrass Sipping Broth is a citrusy blend of lemongrass, herbs, and spices. And you want to use 8 ounces of boiling water. And the main ingredient is still yeast extract, which gives it a nice flavor. If you like Marmite, this is in that same general direction. This is yeast extract, sea salt, rice hulls, dried garlic, dried lemongrass, dried carrots, dried onion, because you put wet stuff in a tea bag, that would be weird. Crystallized lime, and dried tomatoes, and dried celery from One Far Star LLC, it's a limited liability corporation, in Bellevue, Washington. So yeah, let's crack open our last Millie's sipping broth, and we'll get going on that. And yep, just like the last ones, these are in their sideways. I did realize, I said I think in the last, when we did the Spicy Tortilla, that it hadn't been sealed on the side and I could just reach in there and turn everything sideways. I realize now that I did actually break through that to turn them all sideways, because it does, the seal is on the box. I obviously haven't finished all these. So let's check out, get a scent, get a sniff, get a whiff of the Thai lemongrass. I have fairly high hopes for this one, because it's a good flavor combination, I think. Give it a sniff. Honestly, all I'm smelling is the yeast. I'm not getting much of a lemony or garlicky scent off of this. Maybe a little bit. It's weird. Different breaths, I get different scents. I had one where it was a little more lemony, or like lemongrassy anyways. And then, right back to the yeast again. That's weird. But I'm not going to judge it until we actually drink it and not eat it. It's a broth. It's a soup. Broths are soups. We go back to part 1. We set the rules. Broths are soups, but say chili isn't. So we'll go get get the kettle, get 8 ounces of hot water, and we'll come back and we will brew us up some Thai lemongrass sipping broth and finish off the Millie sipping broths for Soup March. I'll be right back. I've got our brewing glass and I've got our fresh out of the kettle water. And now I'm going to make some Millie's sipping broth Thai. Ooh, a lot of powder came out of that one. I mean, I've tapped them out to get the loose stuff out in the other ones, but this one, that had a lot more loose powder than the other 2 we've done, have had. Still just very much of yeast. Don't forget, these were created by Millie to drink between class. Although, I mean, they take 4 minutes to brew. I don't know how much. I don't know how long you had between class where Millie is, but when I was in school, at least in high school, because of course before high school you didn't change classrooms quite so much, but when I was in high school, you only had 10 minutes between class to get to the next. I mean, 4 minutes to brew this, that doesn't leave you a lot of time to drink it. Although being a teacher, you probably can drink it in class, so never mind. Let's add the water. 8 ounces of fresh off the boil, as you can see, quite steamy water. And then we're going to give that 4 minutes to steep. We'll come back again and try the last of the Millie's Sipping Broths for 2025's Soup March. See you back here in about 4 minutes. 4 minutes is up. Let us have some Thai lemongrass. First, we're going to fish that tea bag out of there. Give it a little bit of a squeeze. Of course, it's a different color than the other one, isn't it? The other one, well, of course, the tortilla one was red. Smelled very much of enchilada sauce. Didn't really taste of it, but smelled of it. And I think the pho one was just like a darker brown. I'm not going to squeeze it as much yet. Let's give it a try first, see if it is. I think I may have over squeezed it on the spicy tortilla. But I also don't really think that was the sole problem with it. So we have more of a yellow, it's a little bit more color-wise. Let's get it, so it's not so much of the reflection of the light on it. It's definitely not the reddish color of the tortilla one, but it's not more yellowy, I'd say, than the pho. It's more in the pho direction, or pho direction, but it's a little more yellowy. Let's give it a sniff. It does smell a little bit like the Delight Pho, though. The brewed up. It doesn't smell as yeasty as it smelled just smelling the bag. But I think aroma-wise, we're definitely in the same territory as Delight Pho. So let's give it a try. Of course, yeast is kind of the star again. I will squeeze it a little bit more. Yeah, we're definitely in more of the direction of Delight Pho. Certainly more so than we were with Spicy Tortilla. It does not, I recall the Delight Pho having a little bit of a pepperiness to it. I'm not getting that out of this. I'm going to say it's a lighter flavor than Delight Pho. Still quite yeasty, but lighter. With a little lemongrass kind of tartness to it. It's not super lemongrassy. Of course, lemongrass wasn't even one of the top ingredients. It was like the third ingredient, fourth ingredient, fifth ingredient. Yeast, salt, rice hulls, garlic, then lemongrass. But it's not super garlicky. I think I can taste the garlic, but it's not super garlicky. It's like a slightly blander version of the Delight Pho, I'm going to say. That's kind of where I'm coming down on it. I think I do like it better than the Spicy Tortilla. And maybe, again, that's just because I had expectations for Spicy Tortilla. One, that it be spicy in any way, shape, or form. But this one is definitely more in the Delight Pho direction, but minus that pepperiness. I had like a little bite, a little pepperiness to it, a little spiciness to it that this is lacking. When you get a good amount of it in your mouth, though, the lemongrass flavor does come in more like at the back of my mouth. I get more of the lemongrass. But yes, probably the back of my mouth. On the front of my mouth, I'm getting the yeast. I'm getting savoriness. It's not bad. I mean, if I were to buy any of these Millie's Sipping Broths again, at least of the 3 that I've tried, Delight Pho would be the one I would buy again. But this one's fine. I don't really think necessarily that sipping broths are for me. I know there are people who will just drink cups of bone broth, and there's bone broth powders and stuff you can buy, and we may cover that someday, but not today, not during this soup march. Maybe next soup march, if there's a soup march next year, if there's a next year. But I just ultimately don't think that I am the target audience for broth as a drink, just as a between meal snack. I don't think that's necessarily me. And if it was, it would definitely be Delight Pho. This is better than Spicy Tortilla, not as good as Delight Pho, but not much worse than Delight Pho. So what did I give Delight Pho? Did I give it like, I feel like I gave it a 6. I'm gonna give this a 6 as well, because it is not as good, but it's not so markedly less good that it deserves to have like a lower number score. I think I gave the original one a 6, so we'll give this a 6 as well. Whatever I gave Delight Pho, I give this. It's not as good, but it's simply by just degrees. It's not by a massive, massive amount, like the difference between Delight Pho and Spicy Tortilla, or even this and Spicy Tortilla. Spicy Tortilla definitely deserves a lower score than this. Yeah, Delight Pho. It's very savory. The lemongrass is not super pronounced, to me at least. I mean, so if you hold like a mouthful of it in your mouth, the lemongrass is there as an aroma. The yeast is still the primary taste. If you don't like yeasty things, like if Marmite is a definite put off for you, this may not be the thing for you. But no, I'm glad I tried it. I'm glad I gave it a chance. I'm glad I tried the Millie sipping broths, even if they're not a thing that I think I will ever be revisiting outside of the, 33 bags of the stuff I have left between the 3 boxes. But I can see, if I was feeling under the weather, I could see it being a good thing. If I had like was losing my voice at work and I didn't want to have like a tea or a coffee or like a hot chocolate, but I wanted something, I wanted a soup, but I couldn't just have a proper soup with stuff in it. This might work. I don't know if it would tide me over to like another meal. I mean, this definitely isn't going to be my whole lunch. Gonna have to have something with more than 10 calories in it. This is 10 calories, right? 10 calories and 15% of your daily sodium. Yeah, definitely something a little more substantial to go along with this for lunch. But I guess if I just really wanted something savory and reasonably quick, and I couldn't have like something solid, you could certainly do worse than Millie's sipping broths. And with that, we will say farewell to Millie's sipping broths. We still have 2 Asha hot ones. We still have 2 proper goods, and we have 1 lonely little instant noodle guy in the middle there from Shirakiku to go over for the next week and change to finish off the soup march. But what do you think? Have you tried any Millie sipping broths? Have you tried Thai Lemongrass? Have you tried that same 3-pack that I bought and have now gone through all of? Remember, these are keto-friendly, gluten-free, and plant-based. So if that sort of thing matters to you, that sort of thing is there. But have you tried them? What do you think? I know there are other flavors of Millie's broths out there. Have you tried them? What have you thought of them? Which flavors, if I were to ever revisit Millie sipping broths again, what flavors should I look for? Let me know in the comments. But I hope you found this all interesting or entertaining. If you did, go ahead, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and come on back in just a couple days for part 9 of the Soup March.